Go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon podcast. My guest today, Irit Levi. She is the founder of Day by Day. Irit, how are you?
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm great, thank you.
Such a pleasure. I opened my laptop this morning and maybe it's just me being inefficient or an inefficient person, but I've never had these many desktop items for apps in my life. And it got me thinking, we've never had this much tech at our disposal, right? But I mean, we've never been more inefficient. Why do you think it's that?
It's strange, isn't it? I mean, software should potentially help us become more efficient, and yet the more types of software that are out there, the less efficient we feel. I mean, we buy software, right? We buy software because it has all these neat features. We think, oh, I just need to use this and to get organized. And then we imagine how it's going to help us. But in fact, afterwards, we're just burdened mentally and financially. I mean, we pay for something and then we don't commit to using it. And so we feel bad and we buy more software. And now we feel we need to fill that software with something, anything. But, it just takes up time. So software is only as good as our commitment to use it properly. And finding the right software for your workflow is also a factor. People will buy software because their friend or their neighbor swears by it, but it's actually the wrong software. It's actually the wrong
preaching
software
to me at the moment. You're preaching to me at the moment. It's like,
sorry, you
hey,
didn't mean to do that.
Hey, dude, you got to use this. Okay. Well, let's go. And, companies these days, what they do is they will get your credit card details before it's like, yeah, it's a free trial. And then you'll sign up with the credit card details, and guess what?
Oh, no.
You forget to cancel. And that first transaction goes off. And you know what? I personally know people that they just leave it because it's too hard to cancel. And it just accumulates.
So I totally, I have a problem with companies who ask for a credit card. I was testing out a lot of email service providers, and one of them, who shall remain nameless, did not give me a free trial. They said, you have to give me your credit card. And I read up on it, and it was so hard to cancel. Everybody said it was hard to cancel. I didn't even test it. They just lost me. I'm not giving my credit card for a free trial.
Yeah.
Give me 14 days, give me 7 days, but don't take my credit because I'm going to forget.
Well, so basically, we're buying apps that we don't actually need, if I'm understanding you right.
We're buying apps that we don't know if we need or not, and we're not committing to using them. So you may need a project management tool, but like I said, your neighbor or, your best friend is saying, oh, listen, I'm using Trello. It's great. And then you go into Trello and you're like, yeah, this isn't for me. So you're not committing to it. And then,
Trello, not a sponsor. So we're fine.
Oh, no, I don't like Trello. I didn't mean to. That's not my tool of choice, but you choose anything. Oh, sorry about that. No, I'm very vocal about what my tools of choice are, but, whatever tool you use. And some people swear by one and some people swear by the other, but you sign up and you sign up and you sign up. And then you have 5 apps that you've actually signed up for, and none of them are right for you because the problem isn't with the software we're signing up for. The problem starts 3 steps back. We haven't defined what our proper workflow is, so we don't even know what software we need. And we're just testing things out to try and find how to progress in our work and grow our business, but we don't really know what we need because we don't know what our workflow is. So defining that better will help you define what software.
Yeah, so let's stand still at that word workflow. So because I read on your LinkedIn profile, one of your slogans or your mantras, which I really liked, is I translate chaos into order. That's something I would very much like in my life. And I think we all need it. So how exactly do you do that relating to workflow?
Well, I actually do it automatically because my mind works in flowcharts. So if you describe a process to me, I'll try and figure out how to simplify it and make it more efficient and then automate it. So for example, let's take a basic process. many small businesses deal with scheduling a client meeting and then tracking their progress in the sales process. Right now, I'm not talking about a big company that has Salesforce and a CRM and multiple salespeople and whatever. Let's just say an accountant, right?
Yes.
So you have a small practice and you have some inbound work coming through social media or wherever people are, or referrals or whatever, and people are reaching out and they want to book a meeting. Okay, now what? So you can have a VA take the calls or have some back and forth emails going on, but there's a simple way to automate the process. So you take a scheduling tool that shall remain nameless for now, and you send them a proposal link. And the link has the intake form where you can qualify your leads. And once you do that, you say, okay, answer these questions. And then if this question is X, they're qualified. And then they book the meeting. And then the prospect is automatically added to your CRM, right? To your customer relationship management tool or your project management tool. And when the time comes for your meeting, you can write the notes directly in the contact card. And after that, instead of asking your VA to send a summary and schedule a follow-up, you can automate that as well. So again, one simple setup, and you save your time, you save your staff's time, and it really takes an entire process from start to finish. So you have to think of every small detail. And many people just skip over the small details. They're like, well, yeah, I get on a call with them, and then I meet with them, and then they sign a contract. And I'm like, but what are all those steps in between all of those processes? And people don't think about that. They don't break it down. And I have to. My mind just automatically breaks it down.
So I heard the word automatic and automate quite a couple of times there. Why is automation so important?
Two main reasons just that we could just talk about now. The first is that it saves a lot of human error. When you automate things, they don't fall between the cracks.
Thank you for preaching directly at me. Human error is something I do very well.
We all do. And the second thing is that it also means every time it's the same. So the process is the same. Things are happening in the same order, in the same sequence every single time. You know exactly where someone is, and you're saving a lot of time. Yes, the technical time of doing it, but also the thinking time. Wait, what do I have to do now? What's the next step? So when you automate it, things just, and you can semi-automate it. I mean, you don't have to, sometimes you find it hard to commit to an automation.
Yeah.
But you can sort of say, okay, that step I want to do manual, but everything else I want to do automated.
Yeah, I'm with you. So before I let you go, we touched on apps at the start of the show. Is there any so that I don't have to go and ask my neighbor for what I now know is useless advice. Thank you, Kevin. What's a relatively new or unknown app that people need to start to use, and why?
Okay, so off the top of my head, I can think of two. One is very cool, but maybe less useful for everyone, and the other is more useful for everyone. The first is actually it's called Right Message, and it's a great tool that sits on your website, and it can personalize your site. So your users get the right message every single time. It changes the headlines, the images, the content blocks. So the user journey is based on whatever code, wherever they're coming from. So if someone is coming from South Africa, they get one message. If someone is coming from the US, they get another message or another image that's more appropriate to where they are or special events that are happening there at the time. And you define what the workflow is. Yeah. And again, we were talking about automations. I love automations, but if they're not personalized, you lose more than you gain. So this gives you a way to personalize it. That's the one app. And the second app.
Especially for e-commerce, but especially for e-commerce, right? Because someone from, like you said, someone targeting your brand from a different geographical region would basically maybe behave differently, and you want to show them a certain version. That's very cool.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And I'm glad you brought up e-commerce, because that's the second app I wanted to mention. And the second app is something called Thrivecart. Now, this is a simple checkout counter. I mean, it seems simple, but it's anything but simple. You create your landing page. You integrate up to 4 different payment processing options. You can have affiliates and upsells and bonus offers, and there's just so much more. And I know there are other types of e-commerce stores out there, But I really love the simplicity of Thrivecart. It integrates so well with many other apps, and one of the best features that I find is that it currently goes for a one-time lifetime payment. So you're not paying per transaction.
Yes.
You're not every time that but you keep your money. You've done all the work. Nobody's getting a percentage of your sales. And it also enables you to give your clients the product at a better price because you're not tagging on whatever Shopify or somebody else is taking from you.
I'm definitely going to put those links because I haven't heard of them. So I'm sure the listeners haven't heard of it. And I think it's very useful. I want to thank you again today for coming on before I let you go. If someone wants to connect with you, where can they do it? And anything that you're busy with that people need to know about?
So the best place to find me is on LinkedIn. I'm there way too much. But I also have my website, which is day-by-day.biz. And that's it. And also on July 1st, I'm going to be part of a panel on financial tech stack on Online X, which is a South African company as well. And it's free. So anybody who wants is welcome to join.
There we go. Thank you so much for joining. To our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.